Nothing could prepare you for what you were about to see. Whatever had done this, it was obviously a monster, and we had to do something. We had to somehow finish it.
Never before, and really never again, has there been a crime of this nature actually perpetrated by her.
She's disgraceful. I can't comprehend what she's done.
The gentleman's head had been located, so we're looking for that.
She's been branded a danger to the community, capable of murdering anyone who crosses her.
There's a pot on the stove. I think I might have even said, so I'll give you one guess where the head is.
I didn't eat meat for about 3 months.
Hello everybody, Midnight Manifesto here. Today we're looking at one of Australia's most disturbing criminal cases, the murder of John Price by his wife, Katherine Knight. To fully comprehend the magnitude of this tragedy, we'll begin by scrutinizing Katherine Knight's early life, as it provides crucial context for the events that would later unfold. Katherine Knight was born in October 1955 in Tenterfield, New South Wales, Australia. From the very beginning, her life was marked by chaos and dysfunction. She was one of several children in a household dominated by her father, Ken Knight, a violent alcoholic who worked in a slaughterhouse. Ken's behavior was abusive and deeply disturbing. He regularly beat his wife Barbara in front of their children, often forcing her to endure sexual violence. Barbara, overwhelmed by her circumstances, confided in her daughters, sharing graphic and violent details of her experiences. These conversations left a profound and lasting impact on young Katherine. Adding to the dysfunction, Katherine revealed later in life that she was sexually abused by multiple family members, including her brothers, until the age of 11. This abuse, coupled with the violence she witnessed at home, created a toxic foundation for her development. Katherine became a volatile and aggressive child, prone to violent outbursts and bullying at school. Despite these behaviors, she was often described as quiet and withdrawn when she wasn't enraged. Katherine left school at 15, unable to read or write, but her ambitions were already clear. She dreamed of following in her father's footsteps to work in a slaughterhouse. Katherine's first job was at a clothing factory, but she soon moved to a slaughterhouse, where she found her calling. With her exceptional skills in boning and butchering, Katherine quickly earned a promotion and her own set of butcher's knives. These knives became an obsession for her. She hung them over her bed, claiming they would always be handy if she needed them. This fixation on knives would follow her throughout her life, becoming a chilling symbol of the violence she would later commit. Working in the slaughterhouse seemed to provide Katherine with a sense of control and purpose, but it also reinforced her fascination with death and gore. Her co-workers often described her as unpredictable and quick to anger, traits that worsened as she entered adulthood and began her tumultuous relationships. Katherine's first serious relationship was with David Kellett, a co-worker from the slaughterhouse. David, a heavy drinker, had his own set of issues stemming from past trauma. Despite this, the two quickly fell in love and married in 1974. Their marriage, however, was far from ordinary. On their wedding night, Katherine attempted to strangle David because he fell asleep after having intercourse only 3 times. This shocking act set the tone for their volatile relationship. Barbara, Katherine's mother, warned David about her daughter's violent tendencies. "You better watch this one or she'll kill you," she told him. Despite the warning, David stayed, enduring years of physical and emotional abuse. Katherine's violent behavior escalated during her first pregnancy. On one occasion, she burned all of David's clothes and hit him over the head with a frying pan because he came home late from a darts competition. David fled to a neighbor's house and was treated for a fractured skull. After the birth of their daughter Melissa, Katherine's violence grew worse. She attempted to stab David with a broken beer bottle, prompting him to flee the relationship for good. Katherine, now alone with her baby, suffered a severe mental breakdown. She was admitted to St. Elmo's Hospital in Tamworth, where she was diagnosed with postnatal depression. Despite her treatment, Katherine's behavior remained erratic and dangerous. Katherine's relationships followed a disturbing pattern. Each began with passion and affection but quickly devolved into violence and manipulation. After David Kellett, she entered several other relationships, each ending disastrously. Her second partner, David Saunders, moved in with her after a few months of dating, but their relationship soon turned abusive. Katherine stabbed Saunders in the abdomen with a pair of scissors and later killed his puppy as a warning about what she could do to him. Her next partner, John Chillingworth, fathered Katherine's third child. but their relationship ended after she began an affair with John Price. By the time she met Price in 1995, Katherine had left a trail of destruction, and her violent tendencies were well known in the small community of Aberdeen. John Price, affectionately known as Pricey, was a hard-working miner and father of 3. Known for his generosity and easygoing nature, Price was a beloved figure in Aberdeen. When he began dating Katherine, their relationship seemed promising. Katherine moved into Price's home, and their families blended together. However, Katherine's behavior soon took a dark turn. Price refused to marry her, which enraged Katherine and led to constant arguments. In 1998, during one of these disputes, Katherine videotaped items Price had taken from his workplace, including expired medical kits. She sent the footage to his employer, resulting in Price's termination. Furious, he ended the relationship and forced Katherine out of his home. But Katherine's persistence brought her back into Price's life, and the cycle of abuse resumed. By February 2000, Price had grown increasingly fearful of Katherine. He told friends and co-workers that she might kill him, even drafting a will to ensure she would receive nothing. Despite obtaining a restraining order, Price allowed Katherine back into his home, partly out of guilt for her children and partly due to Katherine's emotional manipulation. The horrific night on February 29, 2000, Price returned home after work. That evening, Katherine arrived at his house, where they shared a meal and went to bed. In the early hours of March 1st, Katherine retrieved her butcher knives and launched a brutal attack on Price while he slept. Price woke during the assault and fought to escape. Bloodied handprints on the walls of the hallway showed his desperate attempt to flee, but Katherine overpowered him. She stabbed him 37 times, targeting vital organs and ensuring his death. What Katherine did next shocked the nation. Using her skills from years in the slaughterhouse, she skinned Price's body with precision and hung his skin on a meat hook in the living room. She decapitated him and cooked parts of his body, preparing a meal with vegetables and gravy. Katherine set the table with name cards for Price's children, intending for them to eat the gruesome meal. Police were called the next morning after Price failed to show up for work. Officers arrived to find the horrifying scene. Katherine was found unconscious after taking a heavy dose of pills in an apparent suicide attempt. She was immediately arrested and charged with murder. Katherine's trial began in October 2001. Initially, she pleaded not guilty, but the overwhelming evidence against her left no room for doubt. Halfway through the trial, Katherine changed her plea to guilty, sparing the jury from hearing further gruesome details. Her lack of remorse and the sheer brutality of her crime left a lasting impression on everyone involved. Justice Barry O'Keefe, who presided over the case, described Katherine's actions as so abhorrent and repulsive that they defy description. He sentenced her to life imprisonment without the possibility of parole, marking her file with the words, "never to be released." Katherine became the first woman in Australian history to receive such a sentence. Katherine Knight is currently held at the Silverwater Women's Correctional Centre in New South Wales. In prison, she has reportedly maintained a low profile, though her infamy ensures that she is watched closely by both staff and inmates. She has never expressed remorse for her actions, and her motivations remain chillingly unclear. Reflections on the case Katherine Knight's story is a stark reminder of the devastating impact of untreated trauma, unchecked violence, and societal failures to intervene. Her violent behavior followed a clear pattern, escalating with each relationship, yet no meaningful intervention occurred. By the time she met John Price, Katherine's capacity for violence had reached its horrifying peak. John Price's murder remains one of Australia's most infamous crimes, serving as a chilling case study for forensic psychologists, criminologists, and advocates for domestic violence prevention. It is a reminder of the importance of recognizing warning signs and taking action to protect potential victims before it is too late.